Hi positive readers, it's Positive Writer here today with another video. I missed you guys. I have been gone for a while. I missed making videos for sure. I've been going through a lot. This year has been crazy, but it's been very beautiful and I have appreciated every second of it. And so I'm here today with a book chat, what you guys love. I'm going to be book chatting an amazing novel today. And also stay tuned to the future, like before this gets started, stay tuned for the future. There's so many fun things going on. So stay tuned for the future. You have no idea, like, the amazingness that's about to pop off on this channel, you know, for now and, like, in the near future and forever. So just stay tuned for that. Really excited. But anyway, the book I'm going to be reviewing today is Sink or Swim by Tash McAdam. This is an amazing novel that I just finished like 2 seconds ago that I found on Twitter. I found the author and I was like, you make books about what? And I had to immediately like pre-order this book. I'm pretty sure it came out this year, so 2020 release game. And I also found out about like their other books, and so I'm like, oh, gotta go check these out. No notes because my phone's died, and I wanted to read instead of getting my phone. So yeah. I can't wait to talk about this because it's a really good book. Like I really enjoyed it. It's really like as far as like some low keywords. Trans representation. The main character is trans. It's amazing. It's kind of like a middle grade novel. They're teenagers, but the novel isn't at all teenage craze or anything. It's very much adventurism with teenagers. And it's pretty exhilarating, and also it's very short read. So this is one of those one sitting things. And I really just loved it. And so if you want to know what it's about, really quickly, just a rundown. It's about this teenager named Bass and his crush girlfriend who are going on this first date, and they're going to take this boat out when they're supposed to be in school and go on this like romantic like boat excursion. And things go really wrong, and so a lot of stuff happens, and we gotta talk about it because it's really good. You have to read it. It's really amazing. It's really short, but it's so exhilarating. It keeps your blood flowing, pumping. It's very much exciting, and I definitely would recommend it to anyone who loves anything along these lines. And just check out the rest of this author's books because I can't wait to read them. Anyway, just to get into this book, if you haven't read it yet, go and read it, and then you can come back and watch this video because I'm sure you're gonna want to talk about it once you read it because I do. So just right off the back, I just really enjoyed this book. Like I started off, I can't remember if there were any actual notes because my phone's dead. But I do remember it just being very exciting. I remember one of the first things that were really important to me was because I've read a lot of books with trans main characters this year and period because they're so hard to find. And so when I find them, I'm like, oh my gosh. And this is definitely up there with the best because right away, the fact that he has a girlfriend, you know, I think there's so often this struggle for love in these books with trans representation, especially for teenagers. And we know it can be hard, but bruh, you know what I'm saying? Not every book has to reflect this. And so it's so beautiful to see that he has this girl who's interested in him, who's also interesting, and you know, we get to like, we're in his point of view, we get to like, you know, it's just beautiful to be there. You know, also his mom is supportive. Like his dad is in the picture, he's dead, but his mom is very supportive and almost like overly supportive. And I think that's a beautiful thing to see because you always see this very much demonic, almost parental figure or figures in these books with trans main characters. And it's sickening. You know, we know what happens in real life again, but we do not need to put this in every book. And so it was beautiful to see him not only have this love interest, but also have this mom that really supported him. The book has really nothing to do with being trans, but it was so beautiful to see those things because they're very important to me as a reader of trans books. And I just loved it also. I love adventure. I love middle grade novels. I have always loved the middle grade appeal. But my first like favorite series was the 39 Clues because it was, I read it before I read any type of YA young adult novels, which have been so muddled with adult things now that I really think the genre needs a reset. But as far as like the genre, the age group, the books that are being written for this age group needs a revamp. But anyway, as far as middle grade goes, it has always been untouched and I've always loved it. I didn't consume the most middle grade novels now or then, but the thing is, every time I did, they were good because I just adore the writing and I adore the characters. And obviously this is high schoolers, but we're talking about the content being good enough and interesting enough and adventurous enough and exhilarating enough that anybody can enjoy it. There's no content in here that I would be like, oh my gosh, don't show that to them, you know, because, oh, they're a parent, they might not think it's cool, or, oh, they're a little kid and they don't deserve to be exposed to this. There's nothing like that in there. And I think that there is something to be said about books like this. I probably will be making a video on this soon because I'm really into any media that reflects this point of view, because I think it's very, very rare. But anyway, I really just to say, I love this book because it's so exhilarating and so beautiful without anything being rated R. I don't need things to be rated R. It's funny because I'm an adult now, but I started reading YA when I was like just coming out of tweenhood. And I mean, my YA stuff evolved as I grew up because people started to write more and more into the novels, and I didn't agree with it towards the end of my reading YA books. And it's not like I'm done with reading YA books, but my point is that when I stopped and moved on to like thrillers, it's because I wanted something that was really like unadulterated by anything else. Like again, if I'm reading adult, I don't want to read adult content. That's like the whole point. And so I skipped the thrillers because thrillers going to be adult content probably because it's about adults. And I don't mind reading it then because, I mean, again, I am an adult, and also it's not like it's a bad thing, but when you put it into a place where it's not supposed to be, then it is misplaced. So reading this was a very much breath of fresh air. It was so great to see this. These two are like a first date, it's like a romance adventure novel, you know, and I loved it, you know, a romance adventure novel with a guy main character, and, you know, it was just super cool. It was super cool. Like he has kind of anxiety and stuff, and he can be very unsure of himself. But the girl character, she's very much like, she's sure of herself, she's funny, she's bold. And it was beautiful to watch not only him develop, but her exist as a person, because I think girl characters, female characters, a lot in books and this stuff, period, usually are archetypes or stereotypes. And it's so beautiful and refreshing to see a character that isn't like that. You know, she's a teenager, so it's not like teenagers are somehow these new, informed, full people, you know, they're teenagers. But the fact of the matter is that you can still write a very layered and beautiful character that is a teenager, especially a teenage girl. And so I think it was beautiful to see these two characters interact. And, you know, I thought the violence was amazing. The violence. I thought the adventure was amazing. The suspense and everything was very much, I was on my toes. Like, I've never read anything like this, really. I don't really frequent a lot of adventure books. It kind of reminded me of Hatchet, which was the book I read in school a long time ago, and it was really good. And so it kind of was like Hatchet Lost romance with two people. You know, it was very much interesting to me, and so this is why this is the first book by this author that I read. I just loved it. It's very short also. I think that I really appreciate short books because my time is so now. Like, obviously I pick what I want to do with my time. I'm not just completely locked up. But the fact of the matter is that if I really want to read something, I might feel a little bit intimidated. I try not to because reading is still reading, and if I want to read, I'm going to read. But it's so refreshing when there's a book that is short enough that you can literally read it anytime, any place, because you're not going to be spending that much time, and you also get a full story. I think it's amazing, because I think people want to make books longer. I'm talking to myself right now. People want to make their books longer just because longer books look cooler, or they seem like they have more to offer. But I remember my dad telling me a long time ago when I was writing my first novel, with this, which is published now, so thank God. He was basically just telling me that you don't need to make it longer. Like, it's better to have more quality than quantity. And I've never forgot that. And as I've gotten older, I've really started to appreciate that more. I mean, the fantasy novels and things like this are known for being large, but I remember dystopians that were pretty short. And I remember a lot of my favorite books aren't that long. And I remember thrillers also that I read a lot recently, that I've started to read in like 2019. Those are really, really short sometimes. They're not anything compared to these 500-page, you know, fantasy novels. And I just really appreciate it. I love me a short books because, again, I love my quantity being condensed and my quality being up, you know, because I think you can really focus when it's not that many pages. But that is not at all a slight against this book or any other short book, because again, it's like you get to really consume this beautiful thing, and it doesn't take up any time, so you're left like thinking about it, like, oh my gosh, you know? This is why I had to come in here and talk to you guys about it. I hope you enjoyed this. Not much for me to say because it's such a short book. Like, you really just have to experience it. It's not even like a novel anymore, it's like an experience. And I really think that you should all experience it for yourselves. I didn't spoil the book for you or anything. Not really. I did talk about things that could be spoilers because they're in the book, but also not, because I didn't really explain the whole thing because I don't have notes. And so I definitely think that you should do that. I love these books because I think these type of book chats for these books will not be as extensive as these book chats for these longer books or more extensive different genre books. And I think that means that even if it doesn't say no spoilers, you can watch the whole video and it won't spoil the entire book, so you still get to introduce it to yourself and experience it as your own person. So I think this is the best video back that I've done so far. Sorry for being gone so long. Life really can get crazy sometimes, but I hope you all are doing beautifully. I hope you all are enjoying your year, and if you're not, trust me, there are better days ahead. Like, I definitely think I've been repeating to myself constantly, like, you know, my relationship with God has improved so much. One of those things that he is always reminding me of, that I'm always asking him to remind me of, is that the best is in the future. Your best is always in front of you. And so whatever happened in the past, whatever's happening right now, there's always better ahead. There's joy in the morning. I love you all. I hope you have a beautiful day. My sister in her videos, Life's Adorbs. Go follow her channel. She's been posting throughout all this time that I haven't been. So please go follow her. She's consistent. I'm going to start being consistent again. I love her. I love my channel, but her channel is also amazing. And I think you should follow her. And at the end of all her videos, sometimes I'm in them, so I say it too. She says, God loves you, and so do I. And she also does like, nah, I'm not going to do that just because that's her channel. But anyway, God loves you, and I do too. And I'm going to come up with my own thing. But right now, that just came to my head. So I love you. Go read this book. Read all of Tash McAdam's books because they're amazing. And I can't wait to read my next one and come out with a book chat about them. Exciting things coming on this channel. You have no idea. If you can't tell, I got a new camera. So, several. And so, there are so many new things coming. I'm so excited to share them with you all. I love you forever. I'm never going to stop doing this. I love making videos. I just had to find something to kind of get me back in that. It's kind of like a reading slump. You're like, oh my gosh, I haven't read in so long. What is happening? And then you get a book, and then you finish that book, and you're like, wait a minute, reading is productive, because it always is. You just have to get back into it. That's what I'm realizing with a lot of things in life. If you're in that place, trust me, you're going to find your thing, and you're going to get back into the groove. But you know what I'm saying, until that happens, learn your lessons and appreciate all the moments, because life is always going to be moving. It just depends on how you respond to it. I love you all. I cannot wait to see you in my next video that's going to be happening soon. And I hope you're having a beautiful day. God loves you again, and so do I. Peace out.